Hey, bad little Scorpio. You don't really act, but you deserve a little cameo. Hair's a little messy, body thicker than a oatmeal. And I ain't need a plug to tell me that it was for real. And it was, I could tell you that it was Sabrina says it all. I just hope you got the memo. They ain't gotta tell me, I just know. Sabrina says it all. I just hope you got the memo. They ain't gotta tell me, I just know. Sabrina says it all. I just hope you got the memo. They ain't gotta tell me, I just know. Oh, Sabrina says it all. Freak, I've been on my new show. You know I've been popping, they say that I got a new flow. Never give you L's, I'ma always give you kudos. You could come and kick it if you down for all the loopholes. And you are, I can tell you that you are. Sabrina says it all. You a funny guy, I'm dying to know. They ain't gotta tell me, I just know. I just hope you got the memo. They ain't gotta tell me, I just know. Yeah. Sabrina says it all. I just hope you got the memo. They ain't gotta tell me, I just know. Oh, Sabrina says it all. Oh. I just know. Oh, Sabrina says it all. Freak, I've been on my new show.
Testing, testing. I am having some sound issues and I'm trying to get it tested on another device, but I cannot hear that good. And it could just be me. So if y'all can just let me know in the comments, sure, if I need to, leave and come back or figure it out. But anywho, good evening to you all. Hey, Miss Divine. She did. She said, you late. Come get in here. That was the reason. Every time I never turn my laptop off and my machinery and all of my other good stuff is plugged in. So yeah, that's what happens when you have all types of stuff plugged in and, worried about the sound. So if you guys can just always let me know if something sounds funky to you, that way I can fix it. You know what I'm saying? I want to be rambling and nobody can hear me. Hey, Jasmine, thanks for joining. How y'all doing tonight? It is Wednesday, which is kind of like a different day for me to go live, but I said I'll do it in the middle of the week. I'll give it some time so I can talk about the official show. I have been dying to talk about this literally since I've watched it, but I was like, let me give the people some time, so they can, hell, watch it and get the reactions I had. But I'm going to come at this a little bit different because it took for me to watch this show for the second time for me to have a lot of the questions that I have. And I kind of just want to run them through with y'all. And she said, you got to sometimes restart for updates. I'm trying to tell you, and I think that's what I'm going to do when I get off here. Thank you so much for even saying that. Let me write that down. No, right. Because I need to restart, get everything situated. Because I leave it just how it is, and I literally just pick up where I left off. Like, put my fingerprint on a computer, and then everything turns on. I'm just like, okay. So I never know what the output is, but thank you for that. Now, y'all. Shout out to the people that's in the building that's still watching TV. That's number one, okay? A lot of the people that were with me in the saga and stuff years ago, we're going to say years ago, because that's now in my past. I wasn't watching TV. I wasn't really into the things. I was too much into, the social media. So now that I've gotten the chance to watch TV, listen. Mm. It's shows like this that really test the mind until you deep dive into it and you like, it wasn't what I thought. Like I was hyped about this show, but after the second time watching it, I'm like, how I didn't catch that the first time, or why I didn't question this the first time. So we're gonna dive into it because the show, all in all, was good, but I do have questions. She said I watched it 2 times to catch some of the things I didn't catch. I had to go ahead and watch it twice because there's no way, like, okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it because at this point, this is where we all are when we saw the end of the show. Mm. Heart was pounding and it was bad. And I'm pretty sure everybody was like, what the hell? Now, I'm gonna start you slow and then we gonna get there. Excuse me. Now, in the beginning, right? First of all, let's get into the actors and the actresses so y'all can understand where I'm coming from and why I have some of the questions that I have. Right now, we all know Tessa Thompson. Very much, y'all should be, familiar with Miss Tessa, child. And the other guy, John Bernthal, I think I'm saying his name. Anyway, his name was Jack. And y'all know Tessa was Anna. And then Anna's mom was Alice, aka Miss Crystal Fox. First of all, let me get into it. Now, we know Tessa Thompson, aka the ex-girlfriend of Janelle Monáe. She has a very good filmography, right? So to see her in a show like this was really good. I like her facial expressions. I like how she acts. I like, different pieces of her work. Now, John Bernthal or Jack, I'm not very familiar with him, even though he was in some stuff I've seen. I guess I never paid him that much of attention to really just point him out in the crowd, but he has a good filmography too. But Crystal Fox, the lady that plays Alice, the mom, did y'all know she was in Driving Miss Daisy? I didn't know that. That was back in 1989. That was a year after I was born. I did not know that she was 62 years old. I had no idea. That woman looks very good. Even though they made her look older than she should have in the movie. Yeah, she was 62 years old. She looks really, really good. Now, those were the main characters, those three people: husband, wife, mom, right? So when I was watching the show, it was a lot of things that just didn't make no sense to me, such as Alice's character, the mom. And sound off in the comments below if you feel the same way, if you feel different. You are free to comment about this. This is live discussion. Hey, Shantae, thanks for joining. Let me get back to the chat. She said, now I didn't think that. I love the justice that was served. Yes, heat of the night too. Yes. Yes. And we all know she made her very first debut as the leading lady in the movie in The Fall from Grace. So shout out to Tyler Perry for that, because Tyler Perry, gave her the chance to be the leading lady. And it's crazy. She's been acting since 1989 and has never done like a leading lady movie until Fall from Grace. So yeah, but history. Excuse me, because I feel like I'm getting a cold. That's that bull crap. Now, the reason why I kind of agree with the justice at the end, but the justice at the end does not make sense to me. So we're going to dive into it, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Now, Alice, again, is Anna's mom, an older woman, granny type lady. And you mean to tell me the first time I watched this, I didn't question her literally spider monkeying Rachel, which was one of the bullies of Anna, right? It's too much that don't make sense. Y'all got common sense. Y'all have mamas and daddies and stuff like that. Let's dive into it. First of all, what young lady gets assaulted in that way and just go home? And the mama don't say nothing, don't recognize that anything's wrong or nothing like that. Like, what mom about to let you come home on your birthday crying and looking sad and stuff, and I ask you what's wrong? So that was my problem number one. Anna's mom had no idea no idea that her daughter even went through that until the daughter ran away from the husband after the unaliving of the baby. That's what I didn't understand, right? I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all that close. Literally, it's just you and her. And you mean to tell me nothing in your mind said something is wrong with my baby? You didn't think to look at her tapes back then? Like, yeah, so that didn't sit right with me. She said ever since having the have nots, she's been going in. She's been doing really, really well. I really, really like the fact that, Tyler Perry is putting her out there. She's very talented. But her character for this show, again, it just makes no sense. Like, okay, why, when she looked at the videos, she didn't even go after the damn men that assaulted Anna? She went after the women, true enough, as she should have, that set her up and watched. But she didn't do nothing about the men. So the men just go free. So nobody does anything to the men. That don't make no sense to me. Because again, when you're looking at stuff like this, your perception of it is truly based on your own experiences, right? So if you haven't experienced a certain thing or a certain trauma, you're not going to understand why, it moves or shifts the way it does. I just didn't understand that. Like, I know I've been through some traumatic stuff of my own, but not to keep it a secret for that long. That's crazy. Or is it crazy? That's just me, like, she said, I believe her mom was a workaholic. Anna suppressed the baby. Anna suppressed the baby, but you remember what she said to her husband. Nobody was really listening to her. You know what I'm saying? Her friends didn't listen to her because, they was of a different race. And they was doing mean stuff to her and she never spoke up. She was a very meek girl, let the popular girl speak up more on her behalf, which was to her detriment. But for me, it's like, as boisterous as she is, as her character is, remind you, in the beginning, she comes into the house, she storms in muddy shoes. We don't know where she's been, but we trying to, tie it all together. You know what I'm saying? I know from when I watched it in the beginning, immediately I said, this girl had to, unalive this lady. Because I just went by what the director wanted us to see. The muddy shoes. Something was wrong with her teeth. Her mouth was messed up. She had an abscess. She immediately ran to her kitchen, into the refrigerator, and started drinking wine out of the bottle. All of those were signs of, like, your heart's pounding, something is wrong, you're panicking, having an anxiety attack. So, I'm naturally like, this lady is a unaliver. The hell? But getting to the end of it, I'm like, the whole time she was a victim, that doesn't make no type of sense. She said that set it up. The woman that betrayed to be her friends, the same woman that mistreated Alice as well. Mm. I don't know. I feel like they was kind of just being kids again, too. Because they was young teenagers, 14, 15-year-old kids, maybe 16. And she was the cleaning lady. So, I don't know. I mean, that's not going to make you want to take them out of here, though. So that was my only thing. Like, Alice's character just, it doesn't make sense. I mean, how did she get to, what's this girl's name? Lexi, the heavyset friend, Catherine, that changed her name into Lexi. Even her, like, how you get to her crib in the lake house way out in the boondocks in the middle of nowhere? Like, I've never seen Anna's mom drive, Alice. Did y'all see her drive anywhere? I didn't see her drive anywhere. Now, where, the husband was sneaking off with Rachel's stinking ass in the woods, the mama walked there. You know what I'm saying? Mama walked there, what have you. So I don't understand how she made it all the way to Lexi's house to be able to see her get pew-pewed, and it's stuff like that don't make no damn sense. You gotta be like, this ain't clicking for me. Y'all gotta make it make sense. Alice was the superhero, aka the Batman, aka she supposed to be the savior of the movie, but they made her meek and frail on purpose. And I'm like, no. No. How the hell you take Helen out? You mean to tell me Helen couldn't fight back? And see, it's stuff like that don't make no sense. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know too many old women, taking people out like that, back to back to back to back. Hell, you mean to tell me even Jack crazy ass sister couldn't fight her back in the tub? See, it be stuff like that don't make no sense, baby. Rakita said this was good as fuck movie. It was good. The series was good, but it had some holes in it. She said Catherine because she was picking with her child. Now Alice walked everywhere. Yes, Alice walked everywhere, but not that damn far. Y'all saw how far Anna and that man was driving now. Clyde, whatever his name. Yeah, I think his name was Clyde. Now y'all seen how he was swerving and swerving and swerving and swerving. Now who the hell picked up Miss Alice and took her stinking ass to Lexi house to see her get pew pew? Because you know that don't make no damn sense. And two, was she there to just watch her get set up, or was she there because she knew she was gonna get pew pew or taken out by her daughter? See, stuff like that don't make no sense. I don't know. Mr. Vine said no. Helen was trying to help. Hell, what girl? She said Zoe had edibles and wine. She wasn't a honey. She had edibles and wine. But y'all remember when she was at the town hall meeting, how boisterous she was and strong she was. So, them drugs, child. Them drugs don't inebriate you like that. Some of them got super strength when they be taking some of them drugs and doing all that extra. So I just thought that was so weird for Miss Alice to be taking people out and she's the S iller, the aerial iller. Trying to say it YouTube terms, but stuff like that just be so crazy to me. Now, it did shock me in the end when it came to be her, but I did have to ask myself, like, damn, like this lady really played dementia very well. But after I watched it the second time, and I saw that Helen, I saw that Helen was taken out, and Granny Alice was walking bucket naked again. I said, no, nah. I said, no. Every time somebody get taken out, Alice around here walking bucket naked. I said, something got to be wrong with that. Ain't no way. Now, either she's psychic or she got some superpowers. It was something about that just didn't sit right with me. So I was just, the questions, child. She said, I originally thought it was Anna. Me too. I thought it was Anna actually up until I seen Granny walking bucket naked the second time. The first time I watched it, I thought it was Anna all the way up until the last episode. Because I just said she's just always on the scene. She's always the first person to be called. It's always like her fingerprints is somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You just so happen to be outside when your husband was sleeping with that lady. And you know what I'm saying? You just ran home. You didn't say anything. You didn't, and granted, I feel like Anna didn't say anything at that time because she did leave her husband high and dry for like almost a year, a little over a year, I believe. So of course, natural men favor, I'm not generalizing all men, but he had needs, and the only person fast enough to do something with it is Rachel. Mm. Well, her little nasty ass, and then she just do evil stuff like that anyway. Especially, I mean, who in the hell in high school is getting money from grown ass men to essay their friends? I think back to when I was in high school. Oh 03 to '07. I've never seen that. That don't mean it never happened. I just have never seen no mess like that. That really, I felt triggered by that. Like, how the hell can you be friends with some girls and like, the homegirl done got you a push-up bra, girl stuff. They finna make your birthday special, and that's what y'all chose to do. And then the fact that Anna is not even revealed to be the person that was essay until the very end. Even when she talked to her husband, if y'all notice, if you've watched it all the way through, I told y'all the spoiler alerts in this live. But if you've watched it all the way through, then you notice Anna tells her husband that Catherine was about to be essay, you know, and that she stepped in, whatever, whatever. But even then, she was like, nobody really speaks of it. She was like, I don't even really speak of it. So in my mind, I'm like, well, that's naturally so because, I mean, you sat there and watched that girl get SA. So why would you think of it? But when I saw the truth, the way I was boohoo crying, y'all, the way she was sitting at that table with tears in her eyes was the same way I was sitting at my TV with tears in my eyes. Like, ain't no damn way the whole time it was you. And your friends is just sitting there talking about something. singing happy birthday. And that's why I'm kind of slick mad with Alice, because I'm like, you went after these young, the women that sat there and did nothing. That was so evil. But damn, you ain't even try to go after the men. Do we get a season 2? Because what the hell? Hey, Miss Foxy. Rikita says, looking crazy too. Hey, Boo, thanks for joining. Ladybug said, I'm that mama. Listen, I don't know about that. Mr. Vine said, a mother's love is 100. That's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. Look at how long, what's that, over 20 years? 30 years? That's a long ass secret, y'all. Y'all gotta admit, that's a long secret to keep. And then it's a little small town, Dahlonega. That ain't no big ass town. Let me see how big Dahlonega is. Hold on one second. Let me see. I believe I seen somebody said the population not even like 100K. Child. Dahlonega, Georgia has an estimated population of around 7,800 people. 7,800. Hell, that's smaller than America. Is where I'm from, child. So yeah, that little small ass town, you bound to bump into somebody. I mean, did all the men move from that place? Did Anna not remember what they look like? Like, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I feel like the mama would have knew something was up. She said, the truth was never revealed. I think she was protecting Jack's image of his sister. That's the thing. Why would you marry the brother of the lady that watched you get essayed? Did she not know that either? Because I might be tripping. Child. See, stuff like that. That's why I got questions. Do you eat the box on the block? Is you freaky? I got questions. Because listen, some of this stuff got to make sense. I feel like the writers was just trying to hurry up and get to like the plot twist, but like, you gotta take your time with me because I need to just understand, It shouldn't take, 6, 7 episodes for you to tell me all the way at the end what happened. Mr. Vine say they say it's based on a book. I want to read the book. We should do like a book club. Like come and review a book. Definitely need a season 2. Thank you, Miss Foxy. Thank you. Terry wrote, thanks for the copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Thank you, bro, for dropping that in the chat. But yeah, I agree. They need a season 2 because at this point, I need to know what happens to the other people. Grandma Alice can't just be out here getting, her karma and lick back on just the women because they weren't, by themselves that doing that. Grown ass men, like 3 of them. Child. She said she only watched the video because she was missing her child. Had Anna never left, her mom Alice may have never went to go to watch. Yeah. Yeah. That is true. But it's sad, the fact that Anna had to leave to get people to really pay attention to her. Because you notice when she came back, her husband was stalking her at the hotel room while she getting it in with her rival's husband. She out here doing dirty low down stuff because, we didn't know that she was getting her lick back. At the time, they tried to make it look like Anna was fast and easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was trying to make it seem like Anna was out here thotting around, thotting and bopping, but she was getting a lick back when it's revealed at the end. But it's so crazy how I just feel like as soon as she came back, everybody missed Anna. Everybody all in Anna's face. Everybody want to see what she got going on. Even the sister, even Jack's sister was about to lie on her. All at the police station talking about, you got to be careful with her. You don't know who she really is. No, but you do. You do, and you know you next. And I sure thought Anna was finna get her ass, but it wasn't Anna, it was Anna mama. But I sure said if Anna is the person, yes, you finna go. And when I seen they started doing the scene when she was in the bathtub, I said, yep, she finna go. Time to go. Cause you was with him. Then got the but let's take a look at that too, real quick. So let me read this. She said the case is closed. Nah, baby, because first of all, they set that man up. Okay, they need to give us a chance to watch him plead his case, and we need to see Alice do 3 more people, aka them grown men that was on her daughter. Period. And then the case will be closed. And then we need to see, how Anna operate with her new job and her new baby, and and then Jack need to find out that it was the mama and see if he gonna keep the secrets because he's the police, even though he did a lot of like weird ass shit to cover it up. Excuse me, for the show. I mean, for the case. He over there swabbing his niece's mouth with Q-tips and stuff. Like, dude, is you? I'd cuss my brother ass out. Don't you swab my child mouth with no damn Q-tip. I don't care who you work for. And what's your job? Don't swab my baby. Man, what the hell you trying to do? You trying to beat a child support case? Because I almost raised my damn blood pressure. The hell you got going on? We out here swabbing people, chilling mouth now? Wait, when? The sister almost beat his ass up too. She rolled up on his ass. Yeah, she told me you swabbed her mouth. The sister wasn't playing. But F that hoe for what she did to Anna. But still, I still liked her character though, because she ain't play her crazy ass self. She said, "Yeah, let me go back. Hold on." She said, "Yeah, they both was getting on my nerve. Literally every last damn character was getting on my damn nerve. Anna was getting on my nerve because I thought she was a thoughter bopper out here riding on folk husband. Y'all know I don't like that side chick stuff now. She could have had any man at the damn place if she wanted to get her lick back, but she chose Lexi husband. It's too much. It's too. First of all, did Anna do that because she knew Lexi was Catherine? Or did she do that because she knew Lexi was coming for her job? Ask yourselves that. Ask yourselves that. Because, of course, Lexi knows who Anna is. But Anna, supposedly, according to the show, didn't know who Lexi was. And let's get into how the fuck good Catherine looked after she turned into Lexi. First of all, the glow up was real. I ain't no hater. I said, there ain't no thing. I say either plastic surgery is a mother or Catherine literally cut herself in half and became Lexi. Ain't no way in the hell those two were the same person. Now, that was a good part of the writing. I did like that part. Because when it came out that she did that to her sister, and then I was like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me she is that lady? Ain't no way in the hell. Mr. Bond says, imagine the rage of not knowing that you weren't able to protect her in that exact moment. But when the opportunity arose, she took her chances and knocked it out the park. Yeah, but on 4 out of 7 people. We still got 3 more people, Mr. Bond. Stop letting these men slide. Okay, they nasty ass was on Anna, and they need to pay for what they did, just like the 4 women did. Hell, if you're gonna let them live, then you should have just let them live too. And just reported the crime. But I feel like maybe the crime is out of the statute of limitations, which is why grandma, since she can, with her damn strong ass knees, apparently at 62, need to be able to go chase the men's down like she chased them women down. Point blank, period. Hell. Now, if y'all gonna tell me she could spider monkey a whole lady damn near a third of her age and like, what's the word that rhyme with? Blab her up on top of a car, she can chase them other men's down. If she ain't scared to walk boot ass naked in the middle of the street with her coochie hanging out, she ain't scared to chase these men's down. Give us a season 2 immediately. Rakita said, you're making it complicated. Now, that's how it's supposed to be. Listen, when I watch TV for so many different things, and it's not what you think. I'm looking at it for the graphics. How do you shift move through the camera? How do you build each character? I look at stuff like that because I be like, if I'm gonna waste my time looking at it, hell. And I watch a lot of thriller and a lot of horror, and that's probably why I do that. The faker it looks, the more, it's either it ain't scary, it's a comedy. But the more it looks real, like The Exorcism and movies like that, it's like, yeah, how the hell you still got me scared of Candyman and I'm 37? Stuff like that. You could tell the good ones from the bad ones. But this one was just like a mix. Like, damn, it was good because of the idea of it, right? We all want a superhero. Y'all gotta admit it. And sound off in the comments if you got a difference of opinion. But I feel like we all like that superhero moment. Like when we find out somebody dogged out somebody real, real bad, we want repercussions. We want justice. But the justice to me wasn't fair. Fair. You know? It went all the way. She said, Mr. Vaughn said, that's not her new job. Catherine stole that lady's position. Catherine, now listen, now we ain't gonna lie. We ain't gonna lie on Lexi now. We ain't gonna lie on her. Now I don't like the heifer. Cause she ain't ran away from not damn plate in front of her, not damn piece of cookies. Even the damn police station said that she was so happy at the Krispy Kreme eating 100 donuts, smiling and giggling after her sister she didn't unalive her sister. You know what I'm saying? Well, she ain't stole nothing now. Now, Anna ass decided to run away after the unaliving of her baby, and her husband was not paying her no attention. Her husband's thought process was, we can just get you pregnant again. Hop on it. She was needing the process. What the hell just happened? I dropped my baby off to my mom. I come back to my mom, no baby. So that was my only thing right there. Like, they was not connecting. So it made the lady run away. Cool. But Lexi ain't stole nothing from that lady. They probably put the shit in the ad as soon as she was gone, 24 hours. Y'all know how these jobs do. They will replace you. Okay. I'm pretty sure they put out there they needed somebody. She was already good looking with the plastic surgery and the thousands of things she did, like Frankenstein type stuff. Cause ain't no way. But yeah. The man saw a pretty face, talented lady. Let her get the job. But we ain't gonna lie on her. You know what I'm saying? She said, I think it was because of the job. She said, what they did, she said, what did they bring her to the cabin for? Good question. Now, Alice set that up. Alice canceled the hotel reservation where her daughter was staying at. And she knew her daughter because she be roaming around town like Batman on bare feet, with a little dress and no underwears and stuff up underneath in case she need to pew pew or do something to you and then get butt booty ass naked. Now she knew that they was messing around at this hotel. So when she canceled it, she also knew that Lexi was in town. And since Lexi was in town, Lexi was only gonna be at one place, which was that lake house where they stayed, she stayed with her husband. They was getting it renovated and all of that. See, the directors tried to make us think that anybody could have been a suspect, which was beautifully done. Because I even thought when the cop Jack, say his name right, Jack was at the grocery store with, Lexi's husband. Remember, he had duct tape with him. He had ropes. He had bleach. He had gloves. He had all types of stuff while he was checking out at the store. So I'm like, what the hell he buying that for? Now, fast forward to the last episode when his wife is about to be pew pew. He was acting funny. Y'all can't deny that. He was, acting like he was about to do something to this damn girl. That was weird because you had just been sleeping with her since episode 1. Why all of a sudden now, you want to snatch her phone away from her? She on the phone with her husband, yet you snatching her phone away. Him and Lexi was finna do Anna in. I don't care what nobody say. Sure, well, they did something they don't have no business in. Who knows? Hell, he could be one of the grown ass men that did something to her back then. We don't know. That's just my thought process. She said she didn't know Alice was the one who figured it out. Yeah, Alice. Yeah, right. Alice figured that out long before, right? Because, and the only reason Alice would know that before anyone else is because Alice was the cleaning lady for them, the maid. So she couldn't forget that face. But I ain't gonna lie, those was two different people, y'all. Those was two different people. She said, where I got confused that I couldn't wait till you went live, laugh out loud, but I figured it out. She said Lexi turned into the very woman that she was not accepted for in high school. Right. Right. Now, where I sympathize with her is because she did drink Rachel's urine in the cafeteria at school. That would embarrass the hell out of anybody. And then, she was heavier set. She didn't quite feel like she felt, she fit in with the other ladies. So to me, it was like, but they accept you. They was allowing her to hang out with them and everything. I don't know if that was because of Anna, but why would you continue to hang out with a group of girls that made you drink piss? So it was stuff like that that just, I don't know. That was just so weird. And that's probably why it was easy for her to turn into one of them. She said, those were mean girls. Oh, they was worse than Mean Girls. Mean Girls wasn't even that bad. Hell, Rachel in Mean Girls was nothing like the Rachel in this damn show. Nothing. Rachel didn't sell Lindsay Lohan tail to somebody. Now Rachel's mom in Mean Girls was a little fast as a mom, all in young girls' business. But they wasn't doing that type of stuff. That was evil and mean for this to be such a small town. It's just awful that she had to keep walking by these people and living her life. That's so crazy. She said, you do know Helen and the other chick were blackmailing Lexi. They were blackmailing everyone. That's the thing. So Helen and Rachel knew that Lexi was Catherine? How? Catherine went away, right? So I didn't understand that. She said Helen and Rachel. Yeah, that was the thing though. They were blackmailing her for something that she told as when they was younger when she unalived her sister with the inhaler. But wouldn't that be against statute of limitations if they not reporting the essay? So it's stuff like that don't make no sense. She said, I couldn't stand Helen, her facial expressions. Yeah, I couldn't stand Helen, old stinking ass. And then had the nerve. Ooh, it made me mad when Anna came to see her because she's a reporter and all that. And she came to talk to Helen, and Helen's sitting there all looking nasty and ew. And then gonna lean over talking about Jack when she said her husband, like, you just, oh, you so that you gonna watch me get essay as a teen. Then you got the nerve to turn around and throw my husband up in my face because you know he's sleeping with Rachel because you close with Rachel. It be stuff like that, bitches are playing your face. Ooh, I just wanted Anna to just get violent, but she don't really have that gene like her mama. Her mama would have spider monkey that bitch across the table, but Anna let her live. I love that about her. She let her live. She said she did steal her spotlight. Lexi followed in the same footsteps of Anna. I don't believe you need more people. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Miss Foxy said heartbreaking. Yeah, it is. She said, how do you get to the same company that Anna was at? Come on, think about it. It's a small town. They all from that town, so it's nothing for the person that the guy that was like really, really adamant about Anna working and stuff, but he knew he had to give the job to somebody else. That hurt me so bad when Anna was getting dressed up to do the show, and then here come Lexi ass. You know what I'm saying? Remember, Lexi, for me, what I didn't understand and what did not make sense was why would Lexi and Anna even be beefing in the first place? Remember, they were the odd ones out of the group, out of Jack's sister, Rachel, and Helen. They were the odd ones out the group. It's just that Anna fit in just a little bit more. And Anna was not even the target for that night of what they had going down. They had been targeting Lexi for a very, very, very long time. So, in common sense fashion, you would stick with the girl that stands up for you. Why would you let somebody literally save you from going through something so traumatic just for you to turn around and smirk and run away? And you got the nerve to be a grown ass lady and you still mad with me. Like Anna did something to her. Y'all know that don't make no sense. Mm, 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 mm. So, when she was getting ready to bust Anna in the head with the vase, that made sense to me. Because first of all, why are you at my house with my husband? You got my husband locked behind a door. And two, you know what I'm saying? We all, at the time agreed that it was Anna that was out here doing these secret unalivings. So Lexi's issue made a lot of sense to me, but her anger and being in competition with Anna didn't make sense to me because Anna was really caring to her and really nice to her. So, yeah, that part didn't make sense to me. She said the detective was my girl. Girl, you better sit, Miss Foxy, Miss Foxy, Miss Foxy. First of all, I love a good detective. And I like that she knew when to hold them and she knew when to fold them. Let me pull the detective up here. Hmm. Oh, yes. Hold on 1 second. Hopefully, they got a picture of her. I hope. Ooh, they do. Her name is Sunita Manny. Let's see if I can make it big here. There she goes. Okay, hold on 1 second. Oops. Pull homegirl up. Cause if she don't win Best Supporting Actress, then I don't know. But she definitely should get Supporting Actress. This girl right here. Let me see. Is it on the screen yet? There you go. She did that. She did that. Oh, they're not going to even let me make that one big. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like I've seen her before. She was in that. I don't recognize any of this stuff she was in. But yes, this girl right here. Listen, her character did not play with Jack. And I was so mad when he punched her in the face at the end. I was trying to reason with him because I know Anna was in trouble. But you punch homegirl in the face, now I was ready to punch on him in the face. Because why you hit her for? Yeah. Even though she had some of her facts wrong, but she was on the right trail, though. I bet you if they give us a season 2, she can crack the case and get the mama. Even though we don't want her to get the mama, but I'm just saying. She said they were an hour away from Atlanta. That's where Dahlonega is. However you spell it. It is. Further, I was saying it the wrong way. I had to keep getting, corrected. She said Lexi felt betrayed by Anna when she actually helped her for her to run away and follow her throughout her whole career. That's what I didn't understand. How could you feel betrayed by somebody that helped you? She said, didn't you have any dreams of your own, Lexi? I don't think Lexi was thinking for herself, but wanted revenge. Then she should have took revenge on Rachel and Jack's sister and Helen, evil looking self. That's what I didn't make no sense. Everybody was mad at the wrong people, seemed like to me. She said the job was in Atlanta. Lexi didn't have to follow in the same steps of Anna. You know what? I didn't think about that because it's all in the same little area. And that was supposed to be like a big, I guess, news station. I don't know. I mean, Atlanta has multiple CNN and all those other places, but maybe for her that was like the biggest in the area. But this girl right here, she did not play. She was doing every time Jack covered something up, she go and dig it right back up. Nope, we not doing that. I want to nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Why would you cancel the trace on so and so phone? And the whole time he had this unalive girl phone. Jack wanted to make sure that nobody know he was tapping that girl ass. Mm, mm, mm. And the fact that the mama and the daughter found out at the same time was crazy. Nope, I take that back. The mama found out what, weeks before I want to say, yeah, she found out weeks before she saw her daughter come back. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. because when I watched it again, she had been visiting the grave, and then they was going to like the little forest part away from there. And it just makes me think, was Alice going to her daughter's tombstone and all of a sudden just saw Jack doing what he was doing in the truck? Because what was Anna doing out there? The hell? She said, remember, she always felt Anna was setting her up too with Rachel and Helen. And Anna told her at the lunch table she didn't know, but Lexi didn't believe her. At least that's where I think it was, which is true. Now, you're right, Miss Foxy. You're right. She did. She did. She sure did. But that's the thing. You still chose to be friends with them. Out of all the damn girls at the school, you still chose to be friends with them. Just crazy stuff. She said her granddaughter. Who granddaughter? Alice. Right. Alice, right. Alice was there because of the granddaughter. But I was trying to figure out what made Anna like that. You return, and that's well, I guess. Yeah, well, see, that's what. Yeah, none of that's making sense. This is the reason why Jack ain't worth a damn. Because you out there doing it with this lady with a few feet away from where your daughter is buried, or is this really like two different places? Because they was making it seem like it's right by the graveyard. Mm, 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 mm. Miss Foxy said, "Be that Stockholm syndrome on the Lord," because like, what the hell? No, no. And that teaches, people. Hopefully, when people do watch it, they take away many different, themes away from the show. Because for me, for me, I can't speak for anybody else. It just really showed me so much of like how easy it is to trauma bond, or that revenge or that hate in your heart. I remember Anna's character kept saying, people say don't wake up, have hate in your heart. But she was like, but that's what drives me. What drives me is hate. You know what I'm saying? It just so many different takeaways from the show. I had a lot of questions, and it's one of those that like in her eyes you can kind of watch it again and see you might miss something else, but so many takeaways as well. Mr. Vaughn said 1 year anniversary of the baby passing. So okay, because when I watched it again, they was trying to make it seem like she came back because of the unaliving. But in the end, it shows she actually okay, so then that makes sense. She initially came back for the anniversary of the baby passing. Because her mom unalived that lady the same night she saw them. So that's what see all of that don't make no sense, child. It don't make no sense. Then she ran home. Then, they had too much going on in here. My throat feels so dry. She said it was right by the graveyard. See, he ain't worth a damn. He ain't worth a damn. Because when you see the scene where he driving in, and then you see the girl driving after him, the graveyard would be to his left. And Granny would be sitting like on the bench. But when she seen his truck initially come through, then she seen Rachel's car, she automatically put two and two together. I highly doubt Granny was sitting there watching Corn, aka her son-in-law, do something with another lady. I think she was just trying to peep the pattern. Right? Because she would have, found out by then what was going on. So how she went about it, very calculated and very smart on her part to play that she had dementia. Even though when she gave her them eggs, I said, girl, you knew you put them eggshells in that damn pan. Girl, you did that on purpose. She said, yeah, it was deep. The ending did have me crying only because it was on some what a mother do for her child. In this case, her daughter. She already feeling guilty about her grandbaby as well. That was what, yeah, I totally agree, Miss Foxy. I sure cried like a little baby because hearing her voice read the letter that she wrote, seeing her redeem herself from the baby. Because I cried even when they came home, and I'm like, so, bitch, I know you ain't sat on this baby because you're dementia or something. I was thinking the lady sat on the baby, but the baby, was unalive through the SIDS. And I was like, damn, that's such a natural occurrence and a traumatic one at that. But, oh man, the loss and the constant losses that Anna had to keep dealing with. For one, they never spoke on her dad. Where her daddy was at? Where Anna daddy? Anna daddy. Anna, where your daddy? I'm gonna need Anna to tell us where her daddy. Maybe that was her first loss. Maybe I'm just not remembering that part. It didn't jump out to me that good, but that was a loss. Then, tragically, her body was taken away from her at 16. So that was a loss. Then her baby, that was a loss. Her mom supposedly pretending she got dementia. So she thinking she losing her mom to the disease for dementia. She lost her husband. She started losing her mind. She lost her job. And even then, even with them piling up all of the losses on Anna, she still was being perceived as the thought bopper and, the Scarlet and, you know, the sneaky, do underhanded stuff. And it's just so crazy how they made her seem in the beginning. And then when you get to the end, you realize who she truly was. And isn't it like real life when you meet a person and you judge them off of a few different events, and that's just your warp about them, right? It's like I seen her do this and this a couple of times. I just know that's who she is. That's who she is. But when you really deep dive into who a person is, or when you really know their story, their real story, how it changes your view on them, makes you look at them a little bit differently, have more empathy for them, and really understand. You know, maybe humans operated that way a little bit more with true understanding and knowing that we all got a story. Not everybody knows the full details of that story, but everybody has a story. And when you get to know somebody's story and it moves you in the way like I was boohoo crying, it's like, damn, I misjudged Anna the whole time. The whole time. But I like when I be wrong. I can get to see a different perspective. She said, yes, that's correct. He was getting it on at a 1 year anniversary of his daughter passing. He ain't worth a damn. Jack wasn't worth a damn. You that hurt? You that hurt? Ain't that much hurt in the world. Miss Fox said, yeah, it was deep. I think I read that one. I'm sorry about that, y'all. She said, yes, when she read that letter, baby, yes. When she was reading that letter and she was talking about somehow it's easy to unalive, I said, no, Grandma. Wait, Grandma, we can't be saying stuff like that. She said, you see, Alice was going to the gravesite for the same times he was hooking up. Once she saw that, she already knew where she could catch her at without anyone around. Ooh, yes, Miss Divine. Yes, ma'am. See? Good comment. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You should see my face. I'm over here smiling. You damn right. Grandma was walking her ass with them good knees. Sure was. Rain, sleet, or snow. I ain't gonna say snow. But she was out there in the rain. And she was out. You right. You right. Because that would be the one of the only places you can catch her alone. Remember, she had this rich, high-tech husband who watched her every move. The only place her and Jack could do the Humpty Dump was in the forest. And it just so happened you doing it at the graveyard. Like, what type of people Anna was dealing with, child? Everybody in her life was just feeling her, getting on my nerves. And I'm mad because Grandma at the time was more worried about the people house she was cleaning and who she was cleaning for than what was going on with her ass. Because how you over there buying, Anna a bra? Rachel. Her mama can buy her a bra. See? That just taught me how to operate with my child. Because that was too much. Let me go back. Sorry. I clicked the wrong thing. Miss Foxy said a few times I thought it was the mom or Alice, but Jack was acting so suspicious, it threw me off. Then I thought it was Lexi, but then they showed or wasn't her, and I was like, damn, it was Alice. Yes, and I like that. Now that I did like about the show. I like how they make you go through each character and rule them out as a suspect, sort of like you Priya that's who's on the screen herself, right? Because that's what she was doing. She had to go through each person, ice them out, and be like, okay, you're a suspect until I can prove that you're not really, right? Hell, even I thought the husband, I'm like, the husband asked why he over there acting like he crippled and all of that. Even he, I think he probably was out there, did something to her, and like the man said, was walking the dog. But then I was like, no, the way he speaks of his wife is so candid and so transparent. He don't give a damn. Can't be him. Then I had to rule out Jack after I seen um, Anna saying that she had made it to the Helen school early that morning. So I'm like, how the hell you show up before everybody else and you found the body? Girl, I said, girl, you so obvious. You're not even a good unaliver. I was talking hella crap about Anna. I was like, girl, you're not even good at what you do. And you over here sleeping with this old nasty ass looking man. Yeah, I said, damn, you couldn't even let somebody else show up first before you show up. So I had blamed her. But it was when the mama, I had realized the second time watching that, I said the mama kept going naked every time somebody was unalive. I said it was her ass. She said Alice was very calculated in her adventures. You probably messed that tire up while they were getting in. I'm trying to tell you. Trying to tell you. Well, it did show that she stabbed, tabbed. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it did show she tapped the tires, but it's just the way she jumped on Rachel. And Rachel didn't even fight back. Rachel is young. I think in this show they gotta be like late 30s, early 40s. And then of course, Alice was 62. So I'm like, you couldn't fight this lady back? Like, why you let that lady tackle you like that? On top of a car at that. It's slippery and it's rainy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That didn't make no sense to me. She said, quick question. Did Rachel's husband know she was hunching Jack? And where did he go? Did Rachel's husband know she was? I don't think, you know what? Rachel's husband, I don't think figured it out until after he kept getting pressed by Jack. Does anybody else get that as well? Because that's a good question. I don't believe the husband figured it out until he kept getting pressed by Jack because, Jack had that phone. He already showed he was guilty when he kept saying stuff like, stop calling that phone. You're going to run down the battery. A husband automatically going to be like, why are you telling me to stop calling my wife's phone? You don't tell me to stop calling my wife's phone. The hell is you? So that was number one. Number two, he kept coming to this man's house and saying like a lot of projection. Like, you probably got mad and saw her. Remember, he told on himself when he was outside his house. He was like, you probably saw her with somebody and, it made you mad and made you mad enough to take her life. And that's when he was like, yeah, now I know it was behind messing with my wife. So Jack told on himself because he was doing too much. And the husband was starting to notice that, like, I lost my wife. You didn't lose your wife. I lost my wife. Why are you so worried about me doing an interview and putting up money for the reward? Why are you bothered by the fact that I'm not bothered? Because his wife was not a good person and he knew that. And why is you mad that I was able to leave, walk my damn dog, and come back home? I love what I did like about Rachel's husband's character. He was so matter of fact. Even after Jack was screaming to the top of his lungs, stop, you're under arrest. Stop, you're under arrest. I said, stop, don't take another move. Even I couldn't take him serious. I'm like, Jack, shut your stupid ass up. If you was going to lock this man up, you'd have been locked him up. You know that man ain't hurt his wife. And he now know you sleeping with his wife. But at the time, no. I don't think he had it. And he knew she was messing with somebody. He definitely didn't think it was that damn fool. Because he the police with a wife. She said, oh, yeah, matter of fact, Jack showed him the pic and he figured it out. Damn right. That's why I forgot that part. Yes, because he knows the only way somebody can get that picture is out her phone. And remember, he kept telling him, stop calling it. So, Rachel's husband, he got money for a reason. Whatever made him rich. He's smart as hell now. He ain't stupid. She said she wasn't supposed to mess with anyone in their town. Right. You're talking about Rachel, right? Because she was a little thought pocket anyway. For her to do what she did with them at 16 and probably 17 years old, who the hell does stuff like that unless they've been through that already? You know what I'm saying? Her people hurt people. So the hell happened to Rachel for her to feel like she need to do that? and then told the man he can get a discount. Like, girl, you evil asshole. Oh, I couldn't stand her character. I looked her up too. She's not like a big time famous woman either. She's like an introducing actress. She said he was so cool, calm, and I love that about his character though. He didn't give a damn. He was Rachel husband to give. That's them rich ass people. That's them good rich people. You know you rich when somebody can keep coming to your damn house accusing you of unaliving your wife, and your whole face just be like nigga, I said it ain't me. What the fuck you want me to do? I put up reward money. I went on the TV and act like I give a damn. Y'all know I don't give a damn. She was cheating on me. He's so matter of fact. So matter of fact. I did like that about him. He's probably one of the most honest people out of the whole. Well, I wouldn't say that. But then again, hiding the fact that you're into BDSM does not mean that, you know, he was doing sneaky, secretive stuff like the other people in the show, like Anna and Jack and Alice and all the women involved. But yeah, he was the only one really the most honest. Hell, because even the cameraman wasn't worth a damn. He was so gullible. Child. The way Anna was riding him in that first episode, I said, girl, you need to stop this fake ass like you finna come. You know your husband knocking outside this door and you feeling yourself. You loving the fact that Jack outside this door while you riding this little taste of meat, acting like it's all big and girl, stop. So yeah. She had me cracking up in the first episode. I said, no, she ain't riding this man like that. Girl, ain't that now? Sitting there riding like you having a hard time. Girl, bye. And he's sitting there trying to have a whole conversation. I said, oh, child. Just spread that little piece of Vienna sausage everywhere, child. She said, Jack in that damn truck, sick of his ass. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of Jack with them with the secret phone calls, and he wanted to make sure Priya didn't say a word. Every time she got close to something, he tell her, you on the wrong track. No, she ain't. No, she ain't. She on the right track. But when she showed up to his crib by herself, like, why would you show up to, like press your partner by yourself? Wouldn't you do that with a team? I thought, right? Because the way he punched her in the face, I said, what the? You better let her punch you back, too. She said Rachel and them were seniors while Anna and Lexi wasn't. Ah, interesting. Ooh. Wait, so did Anna enter into the school as a freshman? Because then that explains a lot. That explains a lot. She said when he popped her in the face, I was like, yes, go get your I ain't gonna lie, I did too. Where my baby? See, now I gotta get my baby. I did after, I ain't gonna lie. I did after realizing what was happening. It all went by so fast. I was like, yeah, get your ass out of the way, Priya. Damn, it ain't him. It ain't him. It took that little him seeing his sister passed on for me to know it wasn't him. Damn it, if he ain't come outside full of blood and here you come. And not only that, you're by yourself. Yes, I want you to nail his ass to the cross. But now that we know that he's not it, I'm like, get your ass out the way. But y'all gotta understand, Priya didn't know that it wasn't him. She didn't even know his sister was unalive upstairs. He couldn't really say anything because in his mind, he like, I gotta go protect my wife. Hell, she just called me and she over there with this Vienna sausage ass dude. He just snatched the phone in her hand because who the hell are you? Snatch her phone and automatically that's gonna make somebody red flags go up. Because she been sleeping with you since the first episode, and now here you go snatching her phone and looking at who she talking to, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, she locked you behind the door. When he was chasing her and everything. So I wonder if Lexi was, I don't know, trying to maybe take her out, Anna out. That was strange. She said, I don't remember, but I did remember she said they were not in the same grade. Yeah, because that's crazy. That's crazy. She said he told her and she wasn't listening. Okay, Mr. Vine, you are a detective. You just found some really damning evidence about your partner. You know you about to go impress this man about what he did. But you're not gonna be like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how I would have. If I was in Priya's shoes, I definitely would have been like, why are you bloody? I don't know. It all would have made sense to me that he was the unaliver. Your shirt is bloody. You know, frantic like you was getting ready to run away or going to run or something. You know what I'm saying? And when she pulled that pew pew, I'm like, look at his ass gaslighting her. But it's like my mind was split because half my mind was like, don't gaslight her because she's all of the evidence and what you looking like right now makes her look validated in what she's saying. But remember, only we knew that, you know, stuff like that. So he ain't had to punch that damn lady in her face. Like that. God damn. But that was one hell of a shot when she took Lexi out. I was, damn. Yeah. But it was good that the writers had to write it that way. Because if the writers left Lexi alive, then Anna and her mama would be in trouble. Because even though her mama was setting her up, she still left fingerprints on that Tic Tac bottle full of, fingernails. And her fingerprints is on the other stuff too. So they didn't get into all of that. And that's usually what in the season 2, they're going to have to let us know. Because see, if Lexi was still alive, Lexi would have been able to tell her side of the story so we understand why she has so much animosity towards Anna, other than you sleeping with my husband. I know, you from back in school. Yes, I want your job type stuff, you know? She said, I believe it had to play out the way it did. I do too. I do too. In order for us to get to the place where Anna is reading the letter. But it's like, damn, what if Lexi did not get pew pew? What if she did get pew pew, but it was like an injury pew pew, like in the arm or the shoulder or something, and she lived? Remember, her husband didn't know what the hell was going on. He didn't know that grandma had planted all of that evidence in her house, and Lexi had still had Anna's mom on payroll. That's how she even had access to that house. Them keys, she had made copies of everybody's keys. So grandma was a little sneaky. Hell, I'm scared Alice got keys to my house. I ain't do it, Alice. I'm innocent. Hell, don't bust up in my shit. Because after this live, I'm going to take me a bath. Don't bust up in my shit. She said, how do you feel about Anna and Jack getting back together? And I feel so sad for his niece, but her mom wasn't shit. And I think that was her name. Zoe, yup, yup, yup. Now to the first part of your question. How do I feel about Anna and Jack getting back together? I'm here for it because at the end of the day, she can't change the fact that his sister was, and I don't know if Anna married him to spite the sister. Who knows? But their love seemed to be real. And I'm gonna take y'all back to that episode when she was talking to him outside the truck and they was having a heart to heart. If y'all notice, even though I don't think he worth a damn, did y'all notice in that moment he officially listened to her this time? And I'm talking about they made some good love in the back of that seat, which was kind of nasty. I mean, because he was sticking his little Vienna sausage in Rachel back there. So I mean, how you gonna have sex with your wife in the same spot as the lady that got her SA? Like, what type of evil shit? I had to keep asking myself, what am I watching? But on the flip side, they did seem to have a really good connection. Them doing the Humpty Dump in the back of the truck was them reconciling where they were, right? They had no issues before the baby was passed on from SIDS. They didn't have no issues. He didn't start sleeping with Rachel nasty ass until after she left. So all of those events led up to this. But what did it really do other than bring her marriage back together? It cured her relationship with her mom. I think she was even more close to her mom. It got her job back, full and thriving. It got her pregnant again and wanting to be pregnant again. So there's good that came out of it. And when you look at the order of events, it's like, damn, it needed to happen that way to get to that part. But, y'all know me. I'm still on that bullshit. She said, "Nope, mom planted evidence. No season two. Sorry." You know, the police is lazy, and that's probably why we're not getting no season two. So yeah, Miss Foxy, we're not getting no season two. We ain't. I don't appreciate that. I feel like we should get a season two, and they need to clear up some of these loopholes. Miss Vine said she was still going to jail. I don't know. I don't know. Cause grandma fingerprints is on that stuff. Even on the on a live weapon. And it wasn't no pew pew. You know what I'm saying? Even the string, she was tying the string around their tongues. Like, what in the saw? Like, what you was doing? You was playing a game with them, grandma? What you was, how you tying shit around their throat? Lord, this lady here. You got all this strength to do this, and then you just start walking boot ass naked in the middle of the highway. But Anna mama ain't she ain't nothing to play with now. Nothing to play with. She said, so of course her fingerprints would already be there. Right? No, not on no empty TikTok bottle of fingernails. No, nope. You can't make that. You can't make that make sense for me. Nope. Nope. And you know, usually when you tab somebody, you typically accidentally tab yourself too. So I'm pretty sure some of her DNA. Remember, none of the police got a chance to analyze none of the evidence. So, you know what I'm saying? Grandma didn't cover it all the way up. Nah. We ain't gonna act like grandma was out here like the damn Zodiac killer, you know, then she made some mistakes. So if Lexi would have lived, Lexi was gonna get the snitching. Or she was gonna go grab the other half she lost and remind people who what the hell's going on. She said Zoe was an ass. You seen how she didn't want the baby with the drumstick? She said, you see how she didn't want the baby with the drumstick? What baby? Let me see. To my daughter? I must have missed that part. She said, I agree. I like them together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Child, after I seen him in the back of that truck, even though I was making jokes about he had just been with the side chick back there, I was like, girl, you better ride your damn man. That's your damn man. Yeah. And I like stuff like that, child. I be all into it after that. 'Cause I'm like, that's her husband. Yeah. She finna show you what to do when you in the woods. And Tessa don't have no problem by showing her little body, don't she? She got a nice little body. She'll show her breasts and her butt, but she be looking like, you better not show my cootie cat. Y'all remember her from Four Color Girls? She was the young lady in Anika Nani Rose's dance class that had got knocked up and needed to go to Whoopi Goldberg and get the chop shop. And so I always remember her from that and how good of an actress she was in that. She said in the same place as Rachel, and she was, because if you rewind it, Rachel was literally sitting on top of her husband in the same spot. Because remember, she was like, "Is this how Anna likes it?" And supposedly he choked the ass out or something. He did something to her, but I was like, you know, see now I'm back on my first mind. Jack ain't worth a damn. That man ain't worth. Leave him, Anna. Leave him, because the stuff he was doing, girl. He ain't even wiped the back of his truck down good. Ew. Got all them juices back there. Now you gotta mix your juices. Yeah, you might as well say she slept with a friend. She said, I wanted to Jack know that was her friend from high school. Of course he knew, girl. Of course he knew. Because he didn't know the real reason why his sister and Anna didn't get along, but he knew it came from when they was in school together. But he knew. He knew. You know, a lot of times when a man gonna go cheat, he gonna cheat with the first thing say yes. That's easy, available, desperate. And the only person that fit that description was Rachel, because Rachel was determined to do even. She was determined to see Anna just like in the ground. You ever seen somebody like they want to destroy you so bad? They do something so traumatic to you, and they keep doing stuff to you. It's like they don't stop, and the reason why is because Anna had a light on her that Rachel didn't have. So it's like after you did that evil shit to her, you still was trying to hurt her by purposely sleeping with her husband. And you got the nerve to be texting Helen about it. Helen, like Anna said, you so stuck with your head so far up Rachel ass. You got the nerve that got y'all grown ass women now. Like, what the heck? That make you want to just, you know what I'm saying? Bust my head to the white meat. Cause what we doing? You really playing like that? Like, you done already did something like real bad to this girl. You still trying to do stuff to her, even as an adult. Like, so you gonna bully her as a kid and as an adult? I see why her mama tapped her up on the top of that car like that. Hell, and she should have did it 10 more times. But yeah, them 40 times. I said, Grandma arm didn't get tired. So y'all mean to tell me Alice sat right there on top of that car on top of Rachel and just took her out 40 wounds? Child, see, it was stuff like that. No, just exaggerating it. She said, since it's such a small town, he sure did. He knew all them heifers. He knew Helen. He knew Rachel because of his sister. And he knew Anna because of the sister. He just didn't know what they did to her. And the sister was about to get ready to flip the story to try and like accuse Anna of doing Helen and Rachel's unaliving. But she was really just doing it to save her own ass because she knows she was sitting right there. So, yeah. She said, yeah, she wouldn't give her the chicken, but Jack took it and gave it to Show did. Mm, 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 mm. Not the juices. Yes, the juices, Miss Foxy child. The juices, child. Mm-mm, mm-mm. You is not, as your wife, you is not about to do me in the back of no truck. Well, how many of y'all would have did it and not thought twice about it? And, you and your husband have a heart to heart, and you know what I'm saying? Woman got needs, a woman got needs. How many of y'all would have sat in that back seat and did what Anna did with her husband? Because I wouldn't have, because I would have said something. I don't like, ew, did you clean back here? And that probably would have started another argument because I don't play that shit. Stop playing them. Don't play with me. It ain't over till I say it's over. And I got to get it out my mind all the way. It can literally be today. And I will be like, but on January 3rd of 1984, I'm really like that. Like, don't do me. Don't do me. You do something to me, baby. I got the date, the time you did it. Period. And I'd have started a whole damn argument too. Because wasn't you just with Rachel back here? Did you clean up? He'd have been like, oh damn, baby, we was in. Nah, put your peckerwood up. I don't want shit from you. You ain't shit. I'd have been the cousin and carrying on. Good cussing and carrying on. Because I know you lying. Hell. Y'all know it's gonna be all in the back seat. All that DNA and you the damn police. Cha. I know the back of his truck hate to see a black light coming because, woo, Lord. But y'all, that show was good. Any last comments, questions, or concerns regarding the show? I enjoyed talking with y'all about the show. Thanks for showing up. I definitely wanted to get this off my chest and talk about it and, get people's minds thinking about something a little different. Especially TV. Not a lot of people aren't really watching TV like that. So for this to get as many views as it did, kudos to them. For my last rating of the show, and y'all can put your ratings below in the comments, I am going to give this one a 7 out of 10. Actually, a 7.5 because of Grandma Alice. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. That's what I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. And the points that it's lacking is, the questions I put in that place. It's like, yeah, though some of the stuff would have been resolved, it would have been a 10 out of 10. The plot at the end was a 10 out of 10 by itself, but the overall, 7.5. She said, yeah, that was dirty of her. Like, what the hell? Am I banging you and bringing up my wife? Get off my meat ish. Yeah. He had to bust her ass up. Jack a little violent. You know what I'm saying? Jack was a little violent. She said, Alice reminds me of my Gemini mom. Your mama, she ain't out there spider monkeying nobody on top of cars. Child. Grandma Alice was like a ninja. the hell? How you just pop out and every time I turn around, you popping out the damn bushes and you come, grandma. Hell, I got some people you need to hop out the bushes on. Hell. Terry said he didn't think about Febreze. No, his ass needed Lysol, Clorox wipes. Like, yeah. He was not banging her friend with no protection in the back of that car. He was banging her. And so, you know, it was DNA back there with their little nasty tail self. Probably still smell like sex when Anna got back there. Little nasty self. Hey, that one. Thanks for joining. She said, great live. I was talking about movies after I watched this. No, she said, great live. I love talking about movies after I watch them. Me too, especially if it's one I know a lot of people like got comment, want to give commentary on or speak to somebody about. You know how you watch something, you be like, damn, I want to call somebody up and talk about this. So I'm gonna try my best when there are good shows. So if y'all recommend anything, y'all know where to reach me at and be like, girl, have you seen such and such? Recommend something to me so I can watch it. We can come back out here and break it down. And, future ones, y'all can join the live, talk about it. Because these stuff be good. I like when people get their mind moving and busy and doing other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm here for it. She said, nope, but she would play with her children and you're going to see Alice. But she said, nope, but she would play with her children and you're going to see Alice. Ooh, definitely great live. Thank you so much. She said, I enjoyed it. Tomorrow at work, we are discussing this movie. Yes, yes. And bring up some of the questions that I brought up. Bring up some of the questions, see what they say. Because it's always good when you can get somebody else's perspective. Like, look at me. I mean, I had to watch it twice. And even then, I'm still like, I ain't think of that or I ain't think of that. But I truly, truly appreciate it. Y'all, I did an experiment and I set this live with the intention of at least one super chat or one super sticker. And I did that because I have to get into the habit of setting goals. So in no way, shape, or form was that, y'all better send me something, goddamn it. It was more so in me getting in the habit of setting goals. And the thing with me is I always preparing for the best, but expecting the worst, or however you say that, right? So, with that, when you all see that, don't feel panicked to feel that. I'm a content creator. YouTube is going to give me whatever I'm supposed to get based on the hard work I put into it because this is considered a job. So, when you all show up and you are commenting, hitting the like button, sharing me, thank you so much, bro, for your support and sharing my stuff. I really appreciate that. That gets more eyes on what I got going on. That helps me out, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all. She said somebody asking she didn't offer old boy some milk in the titty. Showed in. Rachel was in the back seat doing all type of nasty, sodomistic. I got so many nasty words to say about that child, but I ain't gonna be ill on the dead with just her character. So be good. But thank y'all so much for showing up to my live. Yeah, I definitely got to get into the habit of doing this more and being consistent. I heard wise words that were saying be consistent, show up. So that is the plan. Plan is to show up, be consistent, give you guys the show that you are desperately, trying to get into. And when I say desperately trying to get into, a lot of y'all are, wanting to do different stuff. A lot of y'all want to hear different stuff. And I want to be the person that brings it to you. So, don't be no stranger. Recommend stuff to me. Let me see what's going on so you can be messy. Thank you so much, Mr. White. So I just made my goal. I just made my goal. Thank you. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate that. She said, great live. You did have a goal set, but it disappeared. Yes, I don't know how that works. Like I said, I'm trying to even get into the habit of even doing that. I normally don't do that. So I was like, damn, that little white button. Let me press it. Oh, okay. It say do this, do this. So that's what's up. So yeah, now I've met this goal. Now in another live. And then the thing is, I won't be setting goals for every live because I just don't think every live I need to be asking you for your coins. I just want you to be here to listen to my little black ass talk my shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you do happen to see a goal and you are in the spirit of supporting the host, then help me fill that goal But if you see a goal and you're like, oh girl, you didn't set a goal of 50s, you lost your damn mind. Don't feel panic, because some of these people, they go crazy, child. 10 and 20 and 30. And then when they don't get to 10 and 20 and 30, they be looking crazy. And then you be looking in your wallet like, well, damn, do I got $2? Why ain't nobody? Well, do I got $3? Because, what you mean 11 more super chips? Well, do I got $5 more? And the only reason I'm saying that because I know I'd be like that, like, hey, y'all better meet this damn person goal before, because I don't know if I got $3. But I really appreciate that, Miss Vine. Thank you. That my goal was just one. I always keep in mind what my dad tells me, which is never demise the start of a small beginning. And this is a small beginning for me. So we start small. Now we raise the bar a little bit in a whole nother life. But check me out. I did upload a new entertaining video for you all about Clarissa, and Geisha 305. So check that out if you can. And yeah, I know I'll be posting my little classic shorts, Chalk. I ain't got no sense. And Clarissa, people want to wrestle and tussle and tussle and wrestle. I can't fight with these folks. Hell, I'm going to cut up. I'm just going to cut up. Miss Foxy said they'll stop their live too. I'm trying. I can't operate like that. I don't want to put anybody down that does operate their stuff like that, because people apparently like it and do what the host says. But I just don't operate that way, because I truly see this as like, when I show up, I get the reward of how I show up and the hard work that I put into it. And people will see that and naturally want to do that. I want people to naturally want to get to a place to do that. Once I learn how to properly set goals and stuff, if people feel intrigued to do so, please do. But by all means, this is the channel where y'all can just come be yourself, child. Comment. If you can see your comment and I can see your comment, baby, we finna have some fun. And that's about it. If you comment and then you can't see my comment, baby, I don't unblock. Once you block, that's it, baby. That's it. That's it. And there's probably a good reason why I don't need, you triggering me while I'm on live. So, you'll live. Pretty sure a lot of people be commenting and be like, you see my comment, girl? Hold on, let me text my homegirls. Do you see my comment and bring alive? I see myself, but nobody is saying nothing because they can't see you, baby. They can't see you. I can't see you either. And rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to talk to me right over here. I swear to God, Terry, bro. Sarita said, Clarissa, people fight like some scrappy. Man, they be wanting to wrestle and tussle. I be like, look. Now, how y'all calling me a hater? Because I said the girl, got a married boyfriend. I ain't lie. Hell, they gonna leave me alone, too. They'll be all right. It's just for entertainment purposes only. Listen, y'all be good. Y'all have a very, very good night. I'm about to go and get myself together. Enjoy the rest of my night. Make me some foods and get my throat together. I don't know why my throat feels this way. Be you, be well, and be good to other people, y'all. Have a great night. Catch me later. Bye. Oh, wait. That ain't my exit song.
Says it all. Sabrina says it all. Sabrina says it all. Sabrina says it all. Bad like a Scorpio, cap like a new show, messy like a talk show, messy like a new show, messy like a talk show, messy like a new show, bad like a Scorpio, cap like a new show, messy like a talk show, messy like a new show, messy like a talk show, messy like a new show, bad like a Scorpio, cap like a new show, messy like a talk show, messy like a new show, messy like a talk show, messy like a new show, bad like a Scorpio, cap like a new show, messy like a talk show, messy like a new show, messy like a talk show, messy like a new show, bad like a Scorpio, cap like a new show, messy like a talk show, messy like a new show.